We'd like to open. We'd like to open Mahoning County Commissioners Board Meeting number 48, Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we even get started, you know, this one little guy up here looks like you. Does this you look?
Oh,
So why don't you, this is Carol. Cheryl, why don't you come up and give us a little history of the amazing people that made the ornaments on this tree.
Recently, actually, we have just returned this program. This program kind of went out of the way around COVID. We weren't accepting things from the outside, and we just kicked it up again this year. Our two environmental educators were working with the schools. 11 schools participated in the program from grades K through 4. Each homeroom and each class was responsible for submitting an ornament. And of those ornaments, our staff, particularly the two, yes, ma'am.
Just talk by the tree, that way the cameras will go to you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here,
Where do you want me to start at? So bottom line, we had 11 schools, K through 4 participate in the program. It's not doing it, is it?
Clap your hands. I don't know.
It doesn't like
That
me.
far.
It doesn't like that far in the corner. That's okay.
That's fine. And so they all submitted these beautiful, wonderful ornaments, reusing materials from around the house. Obviously, the message is reduce, reuse before you recycle. This is showing them what can be done using regular household items. The most creative of these were awarded. 5 awards were made to 5 classrooms, and we are having zero waste pizza parties. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide them pizzas from Coca's, and we're going to show them how everything can be either composted and or recycled at the end of it, where nothing goes to waste, whether it be leftover food, the boxes themselves, even the drink cups are biodegradable and compostable. So they will be having 5 zero waste events to award the 5 winners of the schools. And I do want to mention who the winning schools are. So for grades, for kindergarten, Western Reserve Elementary was the winners for that. West Boulevard Elementary in Boardman was our 2nd grade winners. 1st grade winners were Stadium Drive Elementary. 3rd grade winners, I jumped around, Lowville Elementary, and 4th grade winners was Struthers Elementary. So those are the winning submissions for the program. Again, lots of kids participated. A big outpouring of support on this one. I want to thank our environmental educators put this together. It's a lovely tree. And the kids, again, they're gonna have some pizza over it.
And the ornaments are amazing.
They are,
You know,
they are.
They did a great job. They always
My
do.
God,
It's so
yeah.
nice.
It's incredible, by the
I mean, it is beautiful.
way. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did a really nice job.
I mean, what you could do with recycled materials.
Yeah, and I would have loved to bring some of the kids here, but we'd have had entire classrooms fill up this place. And
Well, you know what, maybe down the road we should do that, just appreciation day for the kids.
maybe one day we can have the commissioners meeting at Oak Hill and that auditorium
Bring
big
them in the
enough.
auditorium. I'd love to do that. We'll do that in January.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know.
Holly will set it up.
Okay,
And then you check with the schools.
we'll do that.
Commissioners, can we take a picture with you guys by the tree?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Only if you have a Christmas tie on are you allowed to stand by the tree.
sing some carols?
You
No.
can.
No, we don't want to sing. We don't want Carol,
Right?
we don't want Carol singing. either.
Gorgeous. Are we?
No, come on here with me.
Well,
Audrey, do you want to get in? I'll take it.
Yep.
She never does.
Audrey first.
so
Since
many-
half
You
of you
gotta
are
get out, you're in
looking.
the way.
And let me just add one more holiday-related item. We are also renewing our partnership with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. We have 14 locations throughout Mahoning County where you can bring your cut live Christmas trees to, as long as you remove the ornament from them. You can take your Christmas trees there. We deliver everything with the Sheriff's Department to Ohio Department of Natural Resources. You've been there and done that. And what they do is they bury the trees in the area lakes. It doesn't have to be just Mahoning County, but all Northeast Ohio. They bury the trees. The trees act as natural fish habitat. The ODNR actually maps out the locations of the trees, passes those maps out to anglers, and anglers know where the hotspots are inside the area lakes. So we are continuing that tradition with Ohio Department of Natural Resources. So bring us your cut trees through the end of January.
Lou, are they gonna bring any of those trees down to Lake Glacier, you think?
It's, ODNR has their own rotation on how they do that, but our stuff has been out to Mosquito. It's all over the place. It doesn't just stay in Mahoning County, but we average about 2,000 trees annually that are being buried in lakes. And if you ever seen a lake drain and it looks like the surface of the moon, that means there's no vegetation there to actually sustain life. So by burying these trees back into the lake, we're actually providing more vegetation for the fish to feed. And then the small fish they'll seek shelter there. Larger fish will come there to eat those fish. So again, it becomes a hot spot for anglers, which is why ODNR maps them out. And you can actually access those maps right online through them.
Yeah, we used to collect them in Austintown and put them in our pond at Township Park.
Oh,
You know,
yeah?
we had a man-made pond,
Okay.
and it was pretty good size. So it was nice because, we did it for the same reason,
Yes, for sure.
.
Keeping with the theme.
Yep.
All right.
And the carp eats everything on the bottom of the lakes. They get overpopulated.
Now it's
Eat it all up.
I just read a story the other day
I
that
saw that too.
Yeah.
Goldfish.
the Great Lakes are being overpopulated by goldfish.
Are you
which apparently-
serious?
And
Because you can't eat them.
How the hell are
Yeah,
they
from
sustaining
flushing
that?
and-
Growing them.
They're called wild goldfish.
I don't know how they get there
To
from
the
flushing.
jellyfish when you go.
But they
Interesting.
apparently
Interesting.
grow
They have
16 inches and
They said
five
from
5
flushing.
pounds goldfish. Yeah.
Wow,
I just.
wow, that's pretty wild.
Watch the news the other day.
Okay, any public comments? Okay. Seeing none, we will go to approval of previous minutes of board meeting number 47 from Thursday, December 7th, 2023, and approval of bills for payment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani.
Yeah.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes, journal entries.
Motion approved journal entry number 1.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes. Travel, EMA 911. Anybody? Robin Lees? Robin, are you going to speak on EMA? I see a little light fun there.
Yep. We're on, this is just approval for upcoming travel for ourselves and 911.
Okay, thank you. Lead-based.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a blanket travel for myself and my staff to attend working partner meetings, CHIP grant seminars, training conferences within the state of Ohio and Pennsylvania for 2024, estimated 10,000 non-general.
Okay, thank you. Motion approved travels.
Motion approved travels A and B.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes. Convention and visitors agreements. All right, Jeff.
Brenda and Tara weren't able to attend today, but they gave me a sheet for letter A with all posts. This is an agreement for 2024 advertising. It's revenue, golf and travel guides. Bridgestone PGA golf tournament issue, Vintage Ohio issue, Pro Football Hall of Fame and Shrine issue. Total amount is $10,515. And this is a non-general fund expenditure. For item number B, this is agreement to distribute Mahoning County travel guides at 10 travel shows in 2024, including Ohio State Fair. This is an expenditure of $4,519.50, and again, a non-general fund expenditure.
Nothing in PA though, right?
I don't see anything in
Okay,
PA.
good. Thank you. All right, thanks, Jeff. Facilities.
Morning, Commissioners. C is an agreement with WT Leon's Tri-Area Electric Company Incorporated for electric work and services at various locations on an as-needed basis. The estimated amount of $20,000, that's general. D is a revised agreement with CJL Engineering for engineering services for the courthouse chiller replacement project. The replacement is, or the agreement is 23,000. That's non-general. E is an agreement with Pump Systems LLC for a sewage pump rebuild at the Justice Center in the amount of $10,117.40, and that is general.
Okay, thank you. Lead-based.
Letter F is an agreement with the Howland Company for lead hazard control healthy homes work at 543 St. Louis in the amount of $17,834.70. G is an agreement with Howland Company also for lead hazard control and healthy homes work at 5881 Mill Creek, the amount of $18,050.25. Letter H is an agreement with Thompson Mechanical for chip home repair work at 2535 Bainbridge in the amount of $7,371.51. And letter I is an agreement with Steve Boyd Performance Contracting for chip home repair work at 109 Highland in the amount of $8,800, all non-general.
Ready. That brings back old memories. Phil, that 2535 Bainbridge. I was born at 2487 Bainbridge,
That's a great little property.
2487. And you know, the funny thing is that when we're talking about fish, my dad and I planted 3 trees in the backyard. I'll never forget this. We moved in there in 52. Well, my parents did. And they're all slab homes. And we got these trees that were just seedlings, 2-3 feet tall. And of the 3, my dad used to take me fishing. We'd come home and we'd plant, or we would dig around the tree and throw all the fish bones and stuff in there. And if you drive past there today, those 3 trees are still there. The 2 on the sides are about half as tall as the one in the center. The one that we used to plant, put the dead fish around, fertilized it a lot better and grew it a lot higher, but so anyway. All right, motion to approve agreements.
Motion to approve agreements, letters A through I.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Change orders, CMA, Robin.
Yes, Commissioners, I apologize. My camera seems to be malfunctioning here. I can't get a picture up, but to address the issue with the change order, this is just moving the 911 answering point from Beaver to Austintown, and this is non-general fund money.
Gotcha. That's okay, Robin. We'd rather hear you than look at you anyway. That's
Thanks, Dave.
right. Engineers.
I think that's consistent for the both of us. Morning, everybody. Letter B is change order number 4 with APBN. This is for the Mahoning Bridge Paint Rehab Project. And this is a decrease amount of $35,861.45. These are non-general funds.
All right, change orders.
Motion to approve change orders A and B.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Okay, appointments, commissioners, reappoint the following individual to the Mahoning County Law Library Resource Board effective January 1st, 2024 for 5 years. Deborah Liptak. Anybody here wants to speak about that? Okay, motion to approve appointments.
Motion to approve appointments 5A.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions number 1 addition.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions, commissioners, OMB.
A, B, and C.
Jen?
Commissioners, item A is a resolution approving the agreement and expenditures with the following agency funded by the American Rescue Plan Act, which is ARPA. This is NOAA's Lost Ark Inc. for $116,300. Item B is a resolution directing the Mahoning County Board of Elections to submit to the electors as the election to be held on March 19, 2024 a renewal and continuation of an existing county sales and use tax in the amount of 0.75% for a period of 5 years. Item C is a resolution to transfer a local match from the roads tax fund for repairs and maintenance of roads and other infrastructure to the roads and bridges fund in the amount of $6 million. This is the first transfer for the county engineer related to the road sales tax that was collected, and this was for the program that was approved for 2022 for implementation in 2023. I don't know, Pat, if you want to speak anything on what was done and how this helped.
Yeah, thanks, Audrey. Yes, we were able to do quite a bit of paving and bridge work this past year as we had the additional funding from the sales tax. And even though inflation hit us unexpectedly, we were still able to do probably 4 to 5 times more than we normally would do in any given year. So it's certainly appreciated, and we're going to continue to do the same as each year continues and progresses with the sales tax.
Yes, and then this 6 million was the sales tax money. Part was collected for 2022 and the remainder would have been for 2023. That's why it's 6 million. Normally it would be about 4 million for that is attributed to the county engineer. I'm gonna let Gina take item number D.
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. Item D, I'll go over here. Item D is the approval of our contract with Boardman Township appointing me as their law director. Typically, this is a pretty standard contract and resolution, but this time we have some changes that we are making. At the suggestion of Commissioner Ditzler, when we were in a meeting about a month ago, typically our prosecutor's office represents all of the townships and we serve as their law directors free of charge. Boardman is unique because Boardman is a home rule township. And so we are required to have a contract for legal services with that agency. And historically, we have charged them a small sum of money for the legal work that they get throughout the year. Historically, it has been $75,000. It was requested that we review our financials and our budgets for this year to see if we could absorb those costs in order to charge Boardman $1 instead of $75,000. We did that and we are able to absorb those costs in our agency based on the appropriations that we are going to be given. And I think it's important that Boardman keeps Boardman's money for Boardman residents, and we will still continue to provide legal services at the same level with all of the attorneys in our civil division available for assistance for $1 moving forward into next year. So we will be going out to Boardman Township on Monday. They're aware of it. We have sent them over the proposed contract with a $1 charge in lieu of $75,000. And we will be notifying them at their meeting formally on Monday. So I do want to extend my thanks to the Board of Commissioners, for making that suggestion and for, allowing us to, work collaboratively. And, we're happy to be able to provide those services at $1 this year. And as far as I'm concerned, moving forward. So.
And I must say, 75,000 that your department is picking up for $1 on their end. And they're getting probably 15 attorneys.
Oh, we have a full, the
Got a
civil
full
division
staff.
offers a full service law firm and,
That's great.
Yeah, and we think it's important, upon evaluation, it was important that we do what we can. Our department has been fiscally responsible and, we're able to, like I said, absorb those costs so that Boardman can keep that money for their residents there. And like I said, we will provide those services at the same level and, at the same format as we have historically.
So what time is that meeting on Monday?
It's 5:30 on Monday, the 18th. So, yeah, so we'll be out there for that. But again, thank you. So,
Yeah, Gina, I've been beating on Paul Gaines for about 10 years for that. And since Boardman became home rule, because when I was in Austintown, we imposed home rule 4 times. And it got put on the ballot. At one time, it lost by 4 votes. And it was the only community that ever petitioned it onto the ballot because no one understood it. And, And really, to this day, in the state of Ohio, the only community ever petitioned home rule on, because the state legislature at our request allowed us to become home rule communities so that we could have more authority to rectify problems in the community that were related to our township specifically. You know, and the only two things that we were trying to do was when I was there, was do a property maintenance code and to get rid of exotic animals being housed in homes, because we had an incident where in Wickliffe, a person had an alligator, a 6-foot alligator
In the
escape
bathtub.
from their home that he kept in his house in the bathtub. And so, you know, it became quite, an issue. But then like everything happens in the world that, everybody goes to extremists. They said that the exotic animals was going to turn into not being able to have a pit bull. And they said that the property maintenance was going to turn into, you weren't going to be allowed to discharge a gun in Austin town. I mean, it was so many different things that were twisted. And you just don't, you don't have the ability to publicize things and, talk to every person. But a lot of the reasons the communities don't do the home rule is because of the expense of having their own law director. And the fact that you and your staff will take over or continue to do that, and absorb the cost of it, makes it advantageous or more townships to be able to impose home rule, fix their own local problems. And I know that that was an issue in Austintown with the last 3 years of the budget, according to the fiscal officer in Austintown. So perhaps, that, and the thing that you're correct is you're not like trying to throw stones at people in their homes, but you have a lot of communities that have rental properties, that you have absentee landlords, and people that live there want their homes fixed. And the landlord's not investing money back into it to, paint a house or put the spouting on or do different things. So the property maintenance code really helps everybody, to keep their property values up. And all the landlords in the community aren't good ones like Anthony, who has amazing homes that, that people are, there's a waiting list to get into the properties, yes, but, so it's a great thing that you guys are doing. I'm glad to see you're spearheading that, to bring a lot of good things to the prosecutor's office and to the county. So thank you so much, Gina. All right, engineers, Patrick.
Commissioners, letter E is a resolution of necessity to purchase a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 regular cab pickup truck. This is from Sarchon Chevrolet in the estimated amount of $46,090.50.
Okay, thank you. OMB grants.
Good morning, commissioners.
I am
How are you today?
good.
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 Uh,
This item is letter F. It's OMB grants, resolution assigning management of the funds of the ODA grant to Direction Home of Eastern Ohio Incorporated to provide evidence-based and evidence-informed services in alignment with Ohio's 2023 and 2026 State Plan on Aging, effective December 7th, 2023, per resolution 2310-005. And I'm not sure if Joe Rossi's in the audience, if he would like to maybe say a few words.
No, he is not.
Oh, he's not there? Okay.
And I would say that this is going to be an effort between Direction Home and the Mahoning County Board of Commissioners. The commissioners will have final approval as far as what is allocated out, but they're going to help with the administration and making sure putting out the RFPs and things like that for Peoples for Services. You guys will have the opportunity to make recommendations and decisions on those services.
Basically, we'll be the ones making
The
most
final
of the
decision.
decision will be ours.
If I could say, commissioners, the total award amount is $807,000 and a little bit of change. And it is, of course, on a quick state timeline. 50% obligated by March, 60% fully, or by June, fully obligated, and then fully expended by September of 2024.
This is one payment that will be probably spent in 3 months. Well, Ella, it'll be
Obligated.
obligated in 3
Obligated.
months.
Definitely.
I mean,
The goal is if the commissioners fully do obligate their funds, get that done. When the state reviews it, then if there's additional monies, then maybe the county will get additional monies on top of that.
well, because other counties may not be
Right.
using their money in time, so we could pick up their money, which would be better for our seniors here.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Purchasing. Jim.
This is to provide a donation of a 2008 Chevy Uplander minivan pursuant to ORC 30712D from the Mahoning County Board of Development and Disabilities to the village of Sebring. It is a surplus vehicle, and Sebring has a new position for a zoning inspection person. So this meets their needs.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Yes.
H is a resolution of necessity to purchase office supplies, janitorial, furniture, and other workplace-related supplies and services from Staple Business Advantages under cooperative purchasing for all the county departments. And it's in excess of $75,000 for 2024. This keeps us in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code, and it eliminates a lot of paperwork because we're able to utilize blanket purchase orders. The next one is again another resolution of necessity. This is for the lease and services of postal mail sort machines and Pitney Bowes. It's again under Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing. It's for all county departments. It exceeds $75,000 for 2024, but it keeps us in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code.
All right, thank you, Jim. Sanitary, Pat.
Commissioners, letter J is a resolution of necessity to purchase automobile parts under the Sourcewell purchasing contract with Napa in the estimated amount of $90,000, and these are non-general funds.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Motion to approve resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions, letters A through J.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. All righty.
It's painless.
We see this, pointed out, there's a little guy up there on the cartoon caricature on the website. It's Mike Adams. Anthony's the only one that has good enough eyes to see that far. Mike Adams, we love Mike Adams. He's always taking good care of the IT end of our meetings in the department, so.
Thanks,
All right, department heads or electeds have anything they'd like to talk about, address? Audrey?
Basically, I would like to talk about the sales tax. Each of our offices that are under there, the sheriff, the prosecutor's office, the coroner, 911 operations, all offices are doing a good job of being accountable for the resources that the citizens of Mahoning County have offered to them to operate their offices. That is a big part of the budget of those offices. It is something that is definitely needed, and encourage everybody to go out and make sure when people are asking questions, make sure they're informed. Send them back to the commissioner's office if they have questions, because there's so many things that people twist information and everything out there. But for the part of the tax that comes to Mahoning County, we're pretty much in line with every other county. We do have a higher tax than everyone, but that's because we have a transit authority here in the county, and there's only so many transit authorities within the counties. But the portion that comes that these commissioners are responsible for is similar to 52 other counties and have that same kind of budget to work with. So they're being a good steward. Our newsletter was brought out of being transparent. And that was something that came to the table. And Commissioner Ditzler actually made that recommendation, and the boards jumped right on with it with him to make sure that we put a newsletter out every year. And that was to be transparent, to say how those dollars are being spent, what the agencies is, showing the separation from the general fund and that accountability. So there is accountability for the funds. I think that the county has been a good steward. They've built a stabilization reserve within the fund to even track that when we have fluctuations in revenue sources.
And I think it's a testament to the Justice Fund departments that at both public hearings, we had one person at each of them. So total, we had two at two meetings. And to me, that's a testament to the people that are running those departments, their budgeting people and all of their staff, that they're doing a good job. Because people see that, and safety is the major issue with all residents. You know, and we have it covered with Sheriff Green and with Gina DeGenova's office as prosecutor, and Kennedy and 911, and everybody that's here in Mahoning County right now is a team. This Justice Fund is a team of elected and appointed people that do the job for all of us, all 265,000 of us. And I gotta tell you, I get more compliments on that when I'm all over than anything else, that they feel safe. So that's a testament to your department, Gina, as well as everybody else's that's involved. And them not showing, I felt, I would have hoped that a lot more people would have come and listened to what we have, but it shows that they are paying attention to what's happening and they're with it. They're with us. I'm gonna be confident on that. Okay, I'm done.
Anthony?
No, I have to echo Audrey and Carol and, everyone's sentiments. And I was one of the commissioners that, inherited basically a bankrupt county with the on again, off again sales tax issue. The only thing I can say is this is probably one of the most important issues that will be on the ballot for next year. You cannot put safety out there in any way to jeopardize it. We have a good judicial system here. You see what Gina DeGenova is doing with the prosecutor's office, providing those services at really no cost to one of the largest townships with one of the best law firms that we have in the area. We have a great sheriff. The bad guys have to be locked up. You have the coroner and you have 911. And what happens when you're in trouble? You pick up the phone and you dial 911. When people are sentenced, there has to be a place for them to go. And because the public understands, we have never imposed any tax during our term here on the public. We let the voters vote for it. I know the public gets it. I know they want their family safe. I know they want their children to go to school without any fear. If we try to play Russian roulette with this tax, this is going to put us back so severely. And like Carol said, the presentations that Gina gave, the presentations that Sheriff Green gave, if everyone in the county heard that, it would be overwhelming with respect to why this renewal, and it's only for 5 years, to keep Mahoning County safe. It's the best insurance policy that we as a community can vote on for ourselves. Charity begins at home. There's nobody coming in here to bail us out with respect to the funding that we need to do, keep our community safe. So I just encourage everybody to please go out and support the sales tax for 5-year renewal.
Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, the one thing that we always heard, when Anthony dealt with the in 2004, 5
Yeah, 4 and 5.
timeframe, was that, the public voted on general fund sales tax. So what is that? Where does it go? How's it spent? And it's easy to throw stones at something that doesn't have earmarks. So the collective thought of the board and Audrey and the staff was to, we needed to make things specific. We needed to let the people know that they're voting for a justice tax. It's going to fund the jail, and at the time, all of our deputies were at half benefits and paying a lot more than anyone else in the county. And it was important to protect the safety of the county, by keeping bad guys in jail, like Jerry would say. And that's why we converted it to a justice tax. So everybody knew that it went to the sheriff, the prosecutor, 911, and the coroner's office. So, and I think that, we got an email that said it the best, was that when you look at the issues on the 1/4% sales tax, or the benefits on the 1/4% sales tax that Pat Genetti and the township trustees advocated for so strongly, and it got passed to help with the roads. And you look at the 3/4% that goes to the justice tax, then you'll know that between this board, the sheriff, Jerry Green, and Pat Genetti, the county engineer, that promises were made and promises were kept. Pat talked about putting 5 times the roads into effect to pave this year with the monies from the 1/4% sales tax that the public voted on. And the justice tax, collectively is 3/4% and 1/2% comes to the rest of the county to fund all the operations. So at the end of the day, if you look at the sales tax, as we've said so many times, that 7.5%, 7.25% that comes into I take that back. We pay 7.5%, but only 1.25% comes back to the control of the county, and 1/4 with the roads. So there's 1.5%, and that's all the county controls, is 1.5%. So when you get upset about a tax, get upset about the 5.75% that the state imposes, that we don't put on the ballot, that they don't put on the ballot to vote on. Everything that we do, the public has voted into effect. So I wanted to echo my colleagues' sentiments on that. Holly's been filling in as our clerk of the board. Nancy was away on vacation. Now she's back. I don't know, Holly. She just is like me, don't want to walk over here anymore, and, it's like, doesn't want to walk anymore. Not over here or over there, but we want Nancy to get better fast, and Holly's doing a great job. And I know what I wanted to say. So don't take for granted when you use your computer on a daily basis and you're online, so I take for granted for, I don't know how many years I've had a Facebook account, right? I'm on Facebook, and 12 years, I don't know, how long has it been around? And I have like 4,000 some friends on there, and literally I go on there and look, to see, somebody asks to be a friend, I go on and look at it, say, oh, okay, and I hit yes or no. And over the years, you just, build friends on there, and I run into people and say, hey, I saw you building that black walnut table, and they relate to you from that interaction. And the other thing you don't know is that you do things online that connect to that account. And so lo and behold, to celebrate my birthday last week on Thursday, I got hacked. And it was my own fault. And I have to blame Holly because Holly said to me, over the last couple of weeks, my daughter's page got shut down because they kept telling her she had to confirm her identity and she thought it was fake and she let it go. And here something happened. Well, I keep getting these messenger messages. Click on this link to make sure that your account is updated. So I hit the link and lo and behold, it says, enter your password to confirm it's you. I put my password in And then all of a sudden, it just goes to a little arrow spinning in circles. And it spun for like 2 minutes. And I'm thinking, something's wrong. I should not have done this, right? So I immediately shut down, I just go off of it. I do it on my phone. I just go off of it and I go onto my account and I hit settings and I try to change my password and I don't have an account. My account is not there. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's just like resetting something because it was late, we just come back from a party and so the next morning I get on to try to see what's happened. It's not there. And so between last Thursday and today, I have sent everything that I could send to say, I didn't do any of this, I mean, what happened? Where is it at? And they keep, telling me it's disabled, and so lo and behold, I have no idea if I'll ever retrieve it, but I did get sent a security risk email that there were 45 passwords that went through my Facebook that now were identified. One was PayPal, one was my American Express, one was just things that you take for granted. Auto Trader, where I buy parts for my car, had a password in my credit card. Ticketmaster, where you have to, you can't get a printed ticket anymore, you got to get it in the mail or in a message. All of those had passwords and 45 of them were compromised. And I even, my political account that said, David Ditzler for commissioner was attached to my personal account. And that's the only way I had access to it. So now I don't have access to it. But someone else that did my PR for me 10 years ago was on there as an administrator. And I called him up and said, can you get to my account? And yeah, he said, I still can because it shows on Facebook still. So he goes to it and says that the administrator's name on it is Nikon Dela Cruz. And he goes, did you put that person on to do your account? And I said, no, I don't know anybody named Nikon Dela Cruz. So they had control of my political account and it was still on Facebook. So, and the things that over the years, how it builds like it builds like what you're interested in because they go after, they try to sell you things, and I always got these old baseball stories about, Babe Ruth, Pete Rose, different things. And I send them to my buddies. I have groups in there. And when you lose it all, you think, oh, wow. So I don't know whether I'm happy I have more time because I don't look at it, or I'm mad because now I can't communicate with people that I don't really know, but who in that arena, So I opened a new page and where it goes down through, the funny thing is, how it suggests, add this person for a friend. So I'm going down through them and I'm adding them for friends, but when people go and look at it and they see you have like a skeleton account there, they think it's a hack.
Yeah, they
and
will.
they don't accept you, right? And then what I never saw before is as I'm going down through it, Anthony Trafficani. Oh yeah, Adam is a friend. So I hit Anthony, you know what pops up? There's no correlation that this person, you can't ask him to be a friend.
What?
Oh yeah, I
I
mean,
never saw that.
that comes up on, try to create a brand new account today.
Wow.
Don't
So
worry about me.
every
There won't be
person that I knew, I mean, friends that I run around with, Marty Bartel. Oh, I'll click Marty Bartel. I'm his kids. He was best man at my wedding. His kid's my godson, right? Marty Bartel. You don't know him. You can't ask him to be a friend. What? And it won't let you ask people to be friends that Facebook doesn't show a correlation. And it's really weird
So
on how it,
you can't
That could
get,
be a situation where they have their personal settings that only friends of a friend can send an invite to me. So that might be on their personal end, so they don't get a lot of randoms just trying to jump in.
well, I never heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Build your fan base, your friend base, friend
Yeah.
base, we'll say. You'll have more people in common and then you can probably go back and add
Yeah.
yeah, but how do you pick up everybody you lost?
Oh, you
It's
can.
them.
Yeah,
Can't possibly.
4,000. You know, so,
They're right, by the way, to reject you if you're sending it out there, because there's a lot of people that create, they're not hacked sites, they're clone sites. So somebody clones your site. And I think the intent is at some point they'll get these people in DMs and start asking for money for some, catastrophe or another. And I'm sure the prosecutor's office probably dealt with this, with these kind of scams. But generally they clone the site. So a lot of times you will get a friend invite from someone that's actually already still your friend. And you're like,
Right.
well, where'd that come
Yeah.
from? And that's exactly what they're doing.
What do you mean they clone a site?
So you post your picture, and your picture's available as your universal profile. So
Right.
all I have to do is snatch that picture, create a new account, and say, I am Anthony Candy, use your picture that you have on your site. And now I've got a separate site. And so I'm just gonna go around and ask unsuspecting people to be my friend. Again, I think the purpose is to get into their DMs and ask them privately for money.
what's
because
DM?
That's
your
great.
direct
Direct
messages, your
message.
private messages,
Oh,
where, it's not for the public consumption, it just goes directly
I
to
don't know
you.
what that is either.
But those are
so-
cloned sites, and that happens all the time.
gotcha.
All righty then.
Well, all
Where they
right,
hack
so
your
We got that
anyway,
straight.
And then they post it to you.
Okay,
They hack your
okay.
account.
We'll talk after.
This
Okay.
is crazy.
that's crazy. Anyway, what else?
Next meeting. Next.
Our next meeting will be Wednesday, December 20th at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And same time, same place. And make sure you take some names off the Giving Tree. Make sure you send some things to the Salvation Army. Put money in the kettle. Do whatever you can do to help those that are a little less fortunate than we are. So God bless you. Merry Christmas. And do I have a motion to
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?